Why the heck didn't we get that? Low budget Bachelor, what's going on here? I just want to scream. What's up, Bachelor Nation? In tonight's episode of The Bachelor with Matt James, we had the original girls along with 5 new girls. We had terrible accusations and bullying like I've never seen before. I'm your host, Jess Lucero, and this is Bachelor Bracket. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the main event.
Listen, I'm just going to call myself out for a second because last week I had Victoria, Kit, and Chelsea all going home at this rose ceremony, and I got all 3 wrong. So stay tuned for my predictions for next week. I haven't gotten very many right, but you can either laugh at me or you can join me. I do think Victoria will be going home this next rose ceremony, though. I think her time is finally near. Chelsea, on the other hand, it was great getting to finally meet her, seeing her have more than 5 seconds of airtime. This was the very first time that we've actually really even heard her talk. The conversation between her and Matt flowed very well. It was great getting to learn more about her family. Listen, after watching tonight's episode, I have 3 questions for you, okay? Starting off with this one because I'm so curious of what everyone's answers will be. But how many cheers do you think they do per rose ceremony? Because you know there isn't just one. It's always the girl that we're talking about in that episode, but I have a feeling that they go down the row and every single person that is still there does a cheers. I have a feeling. How many do you think? Do you think there's anywhere from 1 to 3 to 5 to as many girls are still on the show, or is that a little too many? Question number 2. We haven't seen Heather yet. Do you think Heather is actually going to join in on the show? Or is she just gonna come on, maybe chat with Matt, give him some advice? Maybe she knows a little something about some of the girls that are on there currently. Now, question number 3. Out of all of these girls that are left on the show, do you see Matt James ending up with a new girl or an OG girl? Okay, take a second to think about all those. Write your answers down below. I'm so curious. I need to know your answers. Now, I'm not really gonna touch on the group dates from this episode because there really is no point. The amount of drama that happened in this episode was through the roof. So tonight's It's the Drama for Me is going to be very long. Stay tuned because I want your opinions. I want to hear your thoughts on it. Let's get into Michelle's one-on-one. She is one of the 4 new girls that ended up staying.
Kind of caught me off guard how that quick conversation at that rose ceremony turned into why do I feel like I've known him for so long?
Yeah.
First of all, Michelle got to go on such a fun date, so adventurous. She went on a hot air balloon. She went zip lining with Matt and beat Matt. Also, her arms are incredible. I couldn't stop staring at them. But here's one thing that we didn't get to watch, and I was so upset about this. Every single time people go zip lining in any reality TV show, you always put a camera on their helmet, and you see that terrible angle that no one ever wants to be seen from, where you're looking directly onto their nose bridge and just looks terrible. You see them screaming the whole time. Why the heck didn't we get that? Low budget Bachelor, what's going on here? It was also incredible seeing how much she and Matt had in common when they were popping the balloons. They both said they wanted 3 kids, and there were just so many things that they kept saying, oh my gosh, jinx. And it couldn't have been Michelle planning out for that. That was just, oh, it was craziness. I loved seeing the way they connected on so many deep topics. She is going to make it so far. They're so cute together. Now, the drama in tonight's episode. Absolutely terrible. Yes, we got 5 new girls, but that wasn't even the drama. The drama was around the original girls bringing stuff up about the new girls, and it was just so out of place. Anna was saying that she knew Brittany, but when Brittany first came on, she said she didn't know Brittany. So what is it? And then she's spreading these rumors about Brittany, and it's stuff that she could actually get in trouble for. This is not stuff that you can bring up on a television show that is going to be nationwide. That's so inappropriate. Stuff that you don't even know if it's true or not. This is just rumors. So what's the point of bringing it up when you're sitting around a group of 10 other girls? And listen, I just want to bring this up with you. Okay, well, if you want to bring it up with her, then take her to a room and ask her the question if you really need to ask her that question. But it really was frustrating me, and the way Victoria was taking off a girl's crown.
So I'm Victoria, the queen. Okay. And so I think I should have that crown, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank you.
And the way they acted was so disrespectful. Thank goodness for Katie, because once again, we stan Katie. We have no choice but to stan Katie because of the way she was acting. She's the only one standing up for the new girls. Literally every other girl was just sitting there laughing, and it could have been the way the producers were editing the show, but it did not look good. Listen, I need to show you all of these tweets that were going around during tonight's episode. Scrolling through Twitter once again, so we have to get into our fantasy tweets segment. First up, we have Anna at 8:40 p.m. I don't know Brittany, but she sucks. Anna at 9:08 p.m. I know Brittany's an escort. Yeah, what is it? Which one is it? You need to pick a story and you need to stick with that, but you are not a good liar, Anna. Then Demi, always coming in with the incredible tweets. She said, I wish I had a transactional relationship with a wealthy man. Spitting facts over here. Like, why are you shaming these women? This is ridiculous. You're going around and spreading rumors to the entire nation. Like, disrespectful, gross. We're not about it. Everyone on Twitter, once again, standing Katie because she is the only one standing up for all of these girls. And I thought the way she went up to Matt James was very respectful. To me, they strike me as having a really good friendship. I don't think Katie and Matt are going to end up together. I don't know if I really see her becoming the next Bachelorette, but I do see her having a very successful career out of this, in a similar way that Rachel had a really successful career out of The Bachelor, and she does podcasts now, and she's sort of become a spokesperson for the Bachelor franchise. I see Katie as being something similar to that, but I cannot wait to see how Matt approaches all of these women, primarily Anna and Victoria, because they're the ones starting all the drama, and it's killing me. This meme is everything. This tweet says, not Victoria taking off that poor girl's crown. OMG, LMAO. Dead. That moment, I couldn't, the audacity for Victoria to really reach over and grab that. Like, she is not someone who just says she's going to do something. When she says she's gonna give Katie a black eye, she'll probably actually do it. So don't get in the ring with her, Katie. We have one final tweet that I need to share with you all because I found this just recently. It is someone who says, I've met Brittany and she's a sweetheart. Anna is truly disgusting. To state something like that on national TV is a potential life ruiner. I have no words. The amount of retweets, quote tweets, and likes pouring in on this tweet right here is insane. Y'all need to go see this tweet, give them a follow. Okay, listen, I normally have a graphic for us to go through and fill out with all the girls' faces, and you see Matt James on it, and you see the numbers, and I go through and I decide who's gonna get a rose, who, what, when, and where. But listen, I haven't been very great at it anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But give me some time to correct this graphic because we just got 5 more girls on this episode, with Heather potentially coming on next week for all we know. So you'll still see this. It'll look fine. This or this, whichever side I decide to go with. All right, people, this is the order I'm gonna go with for people getting roses at the next rose ceremony. First up, we're gonna say Piper. Piper and Matt have been getting along great. No reason not to say her. I would normally say Abigail, but we haven't seen her too much, so we'll say her in we'll say Piper and then we'll say Abigail there. Then we'll go Rachel, Serena P, and then Brittany. Then I've got Mari and Katie, Catalina and Kit. Okay, we have 3 more spots. One is gonna go to Chelsea. Then it's between Lauren, Maggie, and Ryan for the final 2 roses. I'm gonna stick with the OGs for this one and say Ryan might not get the rose. I'm not entirely positive on that one, but we haven't seen enough of her for me to really know. So I'll go with Lauren and Maggie for the final 2. All right, there you have it. These are the girls that I predict will get a rose at the next rose ceremony, depending on if Heather does or does not come on to join in this season's festivities. The girls I have going home are MJ, Anna, Ryan, and Victoria. There might be one less in there that ends up going home. I'm not entirely positive how many girls they're going to send home next week, but let me know what you think. There was so much that went down in this episode. I caught myself cracking up, like screaming at the top of my lungs with what was happening. I will never get over the fact that Victoria really took a crown off of another girl's head. The disrespect. I am flustered. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for next week's episode. It's going to be so incredibly great. Make sure to follow us at all of our socials listed down below and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Until next week, we will see you very soon. I'm your host, Jess Lucero. Thanks for tuning in.